Hey everyone, welcome back to 996. The Howl didn't expect it to go so quickly with McBain and Bill Armstrong, but they came to a deal last night, Monday night. 5 years, $4.25 million contract. We're going to get through it all. It's a big sticker shock, and we could all try to cope together with how rich this contract is, but I'm ecstatic that McBain is here for a long term. 5 years, would have liked 7 or 8, but 5 years is great for McBain. It's a player you need them in your lineup. 6'4", 219-pound centerman. You get him for his prime, 25 to 30 years old. He led the team in hits by 100 hits compared to second place, which I believe was Kraus. He was sixth in the league in hits. He's been third in the NHL in hits since his NHL debut in April 2022 with the Arizona Coyotes. He improved his faceoff percentage as well from last season to this season that just ended, from 45 to 50%. So that's great. He was first place on the team in terms of team on ice goals percentage at 57.5%. So when he was on the ice, his team, Utah, had 57.5% of the goal share. The other team had 43.5%. He was second on the team in shooting percentage, but his shot attempts, his shots on goal, his shot attempts per 60 per game were really low on the team, and his possession numbers as well. The time Utah had the puck when McBain was on the ice was low as well. So a bit of a discrepancy between goals percentage and possession. Here are his stats the past 3 seasons. He's coming off a 13-goal, 27-point year, and he gets rewarded with a huge contract. Just an elite performance by McBain's agent. He really got McBain the bag, going from a $1.6 million contract, increasing by $2.5 million, if not more, off a year that doesn't jump off the page at you in terms of points. He also led the team in fights. He's just a guy, you need that in the playoffs. A guy who hits, a young centerman, fights, sticks up for his teammates. He could keep up with the pace. Just maybe when you pair him with new line mates, maybe it will unlock some more offensive production from McBain. Maybe a Kraus-McBain-Tanev line would work great for McBain. But obviously when we get into the numbers, what does it all mean? Immediately my mind went to, what does Barrett Hayton get next year when Hayden's a restricted free agent? Hayden just had a 20-goal, 46-point season, career highs. He's a second-line centerman. McBain, he's slated to be a third-line centerman, but in the future, if we keep Hayden, you got Cooley, Desnoyers, and Hayden. So McBain's going to be a fourth-line centerman. So yeah, a little bit rich there. But Hayden, you're looking at $5 to $6 million. And so if they decide they want Hayden long-term, that's probably what he'll ask for, considering he's way more offensive than McBain. He doesn't fight, doesn't hit a lot, but Hayden's more of a skilled offensive centerman, a good third-line centerman to have. He's great two-way side of the puck. Hayden is good at. So that was my thought. Then we look at what he actually got, like the sticker shock. 4.78% of the cap this upcoming season is McBain's contract. But as the years go on, as the cap rises, in 3 years, it will be 3.74% of the cap. And Kerfoot's contract last season was $3.5 million. The cap ceiling for last year was $88 million. So that equaled to 3.97% of the cap. So in 3 years, you're going to look at McBain's contract and you should feel the same way as Kerfoot's contract did last season. Did any of us even know Kerfoot made that money? Did any of us even say anything about how much Kerfoot made? No. In 3 years, this contract is going to be, you know what? That's what you pay a role depth guy. Obviously, Kerfoot earns that money based on not offensive numbers, because last season he had 11 goals, 28 points, sort of the same as McBain, so that's kind of coincidence, but Kerfoot kills penalties, he's versatile, could go anywhere in your lineup, great on faceoffs, he's a Swiss Army knife. So in 3 years, we wouldn't even think about McBain's contract, and they still have $6.5 million in cap space this season. Next season, they're projected to have $38.5 million in cap space, but like I said, they have to re-sign Hayden, who's an RFA, and re-sign Cooley, who's an RFA as well. If you're looking at contracts that are going to come off the books to make it easier to swallow this, you got Ian Cole making $2.8 million. You got Valimaki making $2 million. And Kerfoot and Stenlund combined make $5 million. So that's almost $10 million right there that will probably come off the books. Even though I would love to keep Kerfoot and Stenlund, you're going to probably replace those guys with McBain and with more entry-level contract players. In the next 5 years, there's so many entry-level contract players coming up. Simishev, Boot, Iginla, Desnoyers, Cole Baudouin, many more. So after Cooley, there's no huge raises coming up for the next 2 or 3 years. Obviously, Schmaltz is entering his last year of his contract, so if they decide to keep Schmaltz, he'll get a raise. He's currently making 5.8. He'll probably demand 7 or 7.5. If they want to move away from Schmaltz, maybe they look at replacing him with a young stud in Iginla or Baudouin or another prospect, or they have to go out and replace Schmaltz in free agency or the trade market, so you're replacing that money there as well. So I don't think it's going to handcuff the team. I understand it's a lot of money. I think it's a lot of money, but like I've already explained, with the cap rising, it will make that contract more digestible. And like I said, McBain does a lot of things you don't see on the score sheet. He's third in blocks in terms of forwards, blocking shots behind Stenlund and Kerfoot. And he's 9th on the team in points per 60 minutes. So maybe he gets some increased ice time. Maybe we start to unlock that offensive side of him. For me, this contract would be great if he maintains like a 15 to 20 goal pace with like 40 points. If he just does that, this contract is great and it will have no problems moving forward. The only way this contract turns out ugly and bad if McBain stops fighting, he stops hitting, he stops being this competitive, well-liked teammate and kind of just coasts. If that happens, this contract is bad. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll still lead the team in hits, still lead the team in fights. He'll be a competitor and he'll get 15 goals to 40 points playing with some better teammates. And I think this contract is going to work out. But Bill Armstrong loved McBain. This is the purest Bill Armstrong type player. And you can see with how much money McBain made that Bill Armstrong loves him. He wanted on the team, and pretty much he would have given McBain anything he wanted. And just over $4 million, it is a bit rich. I would have went with 3. Even 3.5 would have been a bit much. I think 3 was perfect. But obviously, McBain, this is not a team-friendly deal. McBain got his bag, but I think we're all just happy. We had McBain for 5 years, and we'll see what happens in the playoffs. I think this guy could be a sneaky killer in the playoffs with the way he plays, fights, is competitive, gets into scrums a lot, intimidates the other team. He's 6'4", huge, big boy. I really think this contract is going to pay dividends when they do get into the playoffs consistently, and everyone will turn their heads and realize what Jack McBain does. Because I'm pretty sure fans of the other 31 teams are scratching their heads saying, what is this contract? Because they go to his stats page and they see you're giving a 27-point player just over $4 million. That doesn't make sense. But obviously they don't watch Utah and they don't understand what he brings to the team and the mold and character he's going to influence the new guys coming up. He's going to influence a lot of young players. This is the way this team, the direction we want to go. Hard, competitive dogs who don't back down to a fight and just are relentless in being competitive on the ice. That's it for me. What do you guys think of this contract? Obviously, like I said numerous times, huge sticker shock, but we take some time to think through it. We look at the numbers. In a few years, this contract won't be as bad, and this will be the norm moving forward for depth guys who perform, those different areas other than goal scoring and point getting. There's so many areas of hockey that gets touched as well. And I think McBain impacts the team a lot with those other areas on the ice. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.